clapping their flippers, 1 and 2. One took a bow and waved goodbye. Then there were two dancing by. Two little penguins having a ball, kicking their feet, not afraid to fall. One spun around just for fun. Then there was one dancing all alone. One little penguin having so much fun, spinning and twirling until he was done. He called his friends, "Come dance with me," and back came the five, happy as can be. Four little penguins twirling with glee, jumping up high, 1, 2, 3. One slid away, having so much fun. Then there were three dancing in the sun. Three little penguins waddling through, clapping their flippers, 1 and 2. One took a bow and waved goodbye. Then there were two dancing by. Two little penguins having a ball, kicking their feet, not afraid to fall. One spun around just for fun. Then there was one dancing all alone. Three little penguins waddling through, clapping their flippers, 1 and 2. One took a bow and waved goodbye. Then there were two dancing by. Two little penguins waddling through, clapping their flippers, 1 and 2. Five little penguins dancing on the ice, spinning around, feeling so nice. One slipped away and started to glide. Then there were four dancing side by side. Four little penguins twirling with glee, jumping up high, 1, 2, 3. One slid away, having so much fun. Then there were three dancing in the sun. Three little penguins waddling through, clapping their flippers, 1 and 2. One took a bow and waved goodbye. Then there were two dancing by. Two little penguins having a ball, kicking their feet, not afraid to fall. One spun around just for fun. Then there was one dancing all alone. One little penguin having so much fun, spinning and twirling until he was done. He called his friends, "Come dance with me," and back came the five, happy as can be. Four little penguins twirling with glee, jumping up high, 1, 2, 3. One slid away, having so much fun. Then there were three dancing in the sun. Three little penguins waddling through, clapping their flippers, 1 and 2. One took a bow and waved goodbye. Then there were two dancing by. Two little penguins having a ball, kicking their feet, not afraid to fall. One spun around just for fun. Then there was one dancing all alone. Three little penguins waddling through, clapping their flippers, 1 and 2. One took a bow and waved goodbye. Then there were two dancing by. Two little penguins waddling through, clapping their flippers, 1 and 2. Five little penguins dancing on the ice, spinning around, feeling so nice. One slipped away and started to glide. Then there were four dancing side by side. Four little penguins twirling with glee, jumping up high, 1, 2, 3. One slid away, having so much fun. Then there were three dancing in the sun.
둥글게 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 빙글빙글 돌아가며 춤을 춥시다. 손뼉을 치면서 노래를 부르며 랄랄랄라 What's it like to be you? 2020, looking in the rearview. Make me feel like Superman. You can do anything you want. I'm thinking me, I'm thinking me, I'm thinking me, I'm
All right, Chet, how we doing? How we doing? How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, good heavens. That was another listener picked playlist, and it was terrible. Just absolute dog shit. Mr. Bone says, I paid for a playlist last month. Just DM it to me again, man. I believe you, all right? I felt like I had lost track of at least one of them. So some of you are sending like PayPal and then DMing me, and instead of just doing it through the super chat, so I lose track of order, I lose track of shit. I'm retarded, so there's that. I'm also lazy and a little stupid. So you combine those, I mean, it's a miracle I've done as well for myself as I have when you get right down to it. So, man. The voice of Space Ghost, well, one of them, the voice from Space Ghost Coast to Coast, he died just today. That got announced. That was sad. What a voice he had. I mean, I say he's the voice of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, but in reality, if you ever watched Adult Swim, basically ever, you heard that guy's voice. Oh my gosh. Chat says react to the new Owen rant. The new Owen rant? What you mean this? You mean this right here, Chat? I don't know, man. I think Trump is done. What do you think, Chat? The best part of this screen cap, to me, at least, the chef's kiss. And I didn't even notice it at first. Forney pointed it out to me. No views. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to react to that, though. I mean, maybe if we got like a considerable super chat, you know, then my hands would be tied. But generally, I don't really want to pick on. I like Owen. So really, oh man, I stumbled onto this on YouTube too. I took a screenshot because, like, if you're my age or older, if you're old enough that you remember the W years, seeing Sean Hannity say this Sean Hannity of all fucking people say this. I didn't even click the video because fuck Fox News. The only reason it even pops up in my fucking algorithm is because the old man watches YouTube on my account downstairs. But Sean Hannity said somebody wants perpetual war. It's fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. Eldritch Fan is posting erotica in the chat. Thank you very much for that. Jesse, the beautiful redhead cop, has gone undercover at a comic convention and has enlisted Sean the Libertarian for help. I look ridiculous, Jessie said, wearing her Wonder Woman cosplay. She leads Sean through the convention, tied up with her golden lasso. Well, that's fantastic. I appreciate that in the chat. A little distracting when I'm trying to do my video. If I'm trying to do my podcast, my super serious show that I put a lot of effort into and is very professional. Well, look, chat, we saw earlier here that it's over for Trump. All right, it's over. Look, pack it in. All right, it's done. All right, but it gets even more over, if you can believe it. It gets even more over.
Have you heard of Jesus?
Blue Team just sends $12 with a playlist. Cool. We'll get to it then. Oh man, I missed the dip. I want the dip back. I want my late 90s hip hop and pop music back, damn it. I will admit, some of you have picked some good music. I have actually discovered a couple of good songs out of you people. I will grant you that. A lot of it's been dog shit, I believe on purpose. Wolfland, for example, sent me some music about fucking your sister while banjo plays, I believe it was. I don't know. I was trying not to listen. And we had some nursery rhymes and weeb shit here today. Wasn't a fan. Chad says, maybe being liked by B-Man is a curse that drives you mad. That would explain the state of most of my exes. Because a lot of them not doing so hot. Sorry, Chad. I hope that didn't sound disgusting, but I just had a fucking popcorn kernel in my mouth I had to yank out there. I almost never eat popcorn because I hate that shit getting stuck in your fucking gums. But I had some today because the old man got some fucking caramel corn he likes. He's like, you gotta try it. I'm like, all right, fine. And sure enough, dealing with that shit. I hate it. Literally, I ate a little bit of it and it was good, but then I'm like, I gotta brush my teeth like 9 fucking times. Like, I have no tolerance for that shit anymore. Like, I used to eat popcorn and just deal with that shit. I can't stand it anymore. Mr. Bone says, I've sent both the best and the worst playlist. Eldritch Fan. Jesse jerks the golden lasso for Sean to keep up with his Amazon messages. You know, I did have an ex that dressed up as Wonder Woman for me one year. Now, granted, it was just the boots, tiara, and lasso, but still. Yeah, still, it was pretty damn good. Anyways, as I was saying before we were rudely interrupted, once again, as you can see, it's over for Trump. Okay, I think we can all agree. It's over. All right, back it up. But it's not, it gets even more over, if you can believe it. As you know, Trump is doing an address to Congress or something, right? Well, the Democrats are like, look, man, we got to have somebody to respond to him. And boy, did they pick a winner. So tonight it's going to be Trump versus Latifah Simon. who I'm sure is going to be issuing a very well thought out and articulate response to Donald Trump tonight that will resonate with the American people. What are you doing, Democrats? What are you fucking doing? It's even somebody named Latifah. Spelled phonetically. I'm sorry. Was Shanae Shabubu Jackson unavailable for comment? Oh. Democrats, I need you to get your shit together. Okay? Grubby's in the chat. Grubby, would you? Does she get the Grubby seal of approval? Oh. If you made this up, if you wrote this, if you wrote a character like this, they would call you racist. If you had, like, if I was making a cartoon and this was a character, Chat's over here like, oh, I talk about you. I don't want to pick on Jordan. Look, we have a little fun here. I don't want to, and plus, like, good God, man. What was that video in? 39 minutes. And I know I have to, like, pause, like, every minute and spend, like, 5 minutes dissecting it. Nah, man. You're gonna have to cough up some super chat and some fucking substantial super chat for this. Like, I'm talking, good God. I don't know. I don't even want to put a price on it. But let me put it this way. You send a super chat for me to do this. The bigger the super chat, the more seriously I take the assignment. And the deeper into this video we get. Alright? Chat says if you drew a cartoon of her, you'd be arrested for hate speech in Germany. You know, Cori Bush wasn't that fucking... I mean, like, she said a lot of dumb shit. But she was able to actually talk and fucking be somewhat goddamn presentable to normies. To fucking white people, let's be real. Like, and they primaried her out because she wouldn't kiss Israel's ass. That's like the one thing she was right on. She gets primaried out. But no, I don't look. I don't have any personal beef with Jordan. I think this Trump hysteria is ridiculous. Okay. Like, aren't you like left libertarian, Jordan? Like, you know, leftists used to be anti-war. You know, as for the libertarian aspect of it, Trump has done more to... Look, I'm not happy with everything, all right? I don't particularly like bringing the Tate brothers over. I don't particularly like still sucking Israel's dick. I don't like the fact that we're still covering up Epstein shit. For Israel, I might add, because that was a Mossad honeypot. Like... There's stuff. I have notes when it comes to Trump's performance, but that doesn't change the fact that Donald Trump has done more to shrink the size of the federal government in 2 fucking months, just over, than certainly the Libertarian Party and frankly the Republican Party has done in 50 fucking years. That doesn't change the fact that Trump has changed the overall trajectory of the Republican Party into something I consider primarily positive. And we'll bring this back up again. Sean Hannity, notorious fucking warmonger neocon pig with a CIA pin, Sean Hannity is now like, oh, he's now taking the peace side of things because he knows where his fucking bread is buttered. You know, at the end of the day, Sean is a company man. He's a party man. He goes along with with the boss. He goes along with his audience too. But Trump did that. This was not Sean Hannity 10 years ago. Sean Hannity 10 years ago would be telling us to get boots on the ground in Ukraine, okay? Trump did that. He turned the Republican Party, for the most part, away from the terrible things that the Republican Party likes to do. One of which we will be covering tonight. Chat says Trump has also said Israel should be a friend back. Yeah, look, again, I think Trump is entirely too pro-Israel. But he's at least pushing back a little bit. You know, any other Republican, we'd have boots on the ground over there right now helping them murder Palestinian babies. You know, I'm sorry, man. Like I said, I have criticisms of Trump, and I'm not going to pretend like I don't because, you know, I'm not a sycophant. I'm not here to suck his dick. I'm not here to kiss his ass, okay? Trump isn't my redhead dom. I'm not going to kiss his feet, all right? But when I think he's doing right, I think he's doing right. And I think he's primarily doing right. I don't understand the Trump fucking hysteria. I would legitimately like to get Owen on here to talk about it. Chat, you want to know the guy's honest truth? Like, oh yeah, I could pick apart his video and that kind of shit. But I'd actually rather just get him on here. And maybe I'll even message him about that and say, hey, you want to come on here and hash it out about Trump, about Orange Man? We could do that. It'd be fun. Because I don't have any personal fucking beef with him. Again, I like the guy. Yeah. Let's see. Ironic Coolness says, remember 10 years ago, Judge Jeanine screaming bomb them all in her opening memo? Yeah, look, man, the Republican Party was bloodthirsty fucking maniacs. And not even in ways that really benefited us. You could say Trump's foreign policy if you wanted to criticize him. I agree with it. But you could say, oh, it's unhinged. He's turning his back on allies and he's doing trade wars. But all that shit's actually for our benefit. It's not just murder goat farmers in the Middle East for Israel. It's not just whatever other dumb shit you want to get involved in. It's stuff that actually has the potential to benefit us. Heaven forbid. Wolfland says, I'm mostly happy, but his pick for the head of the DOJ was bad. Don't trust her. I don't trust, is that Pam Bondi? Because, yeah, I don't trust Bondi. I flat out don't like the puppy murderer. What's her name? The South Dakota, was it, governor that became head of the Homeland Security? Kristi Noem or whatever. The girl that wrote in her book about how cool, how much she got a fucking wet spot for killing a dog because she loves killing a dog. Like, yeah, I'm not big on that. I don't even want the Homeland Security Department to fucking exist when you get right down to it. Also, I don't think being governor of South Dakota or North Dakota, whichever Dakota it was, as if that matters, really qualifies you to do much of fucking anything. Oh, you're a governor of a state whose population is mostly hostile winds. Congratulations. So yeah, I have notes on Trump. There's plenty of things I could sit here and criticize. But for the most part, every time I watch the news, like 80 to 90% of the times I watch the news involving Trump, I just sit there and go, and then I got what I voted for again. Grubby says I can fix her. I ain't fucking with no puppy killer, man. Look, my moral compass tends to go out the window when you get my dick hard, but there's a limit to that, okay? There is a limit. I tell you what, though, Kristi Noem apparently gets all the stupid Viagra Republicans that watch Fox News. She gets their dick hard, apparently. They all drool over her. Wolfland says things will be a net positive and the border is secure for the first time in my lifetime. Yeah, again, I'm quite happy with the state of things, you know? If by chance y'all keep the super chats rolling and I'm still live at 9, we'll fucking watch the speech together that he gives. I doubt we're going that long. Because so far, I mean, I've gotten another $12, but that's about it. Yeah, so I mean, I'd be willing to have Jordan on to do. I don't know that he'd be willing to do that. I don't think he particularly wants to talk to Trump supporters about Trump. I don't think he particularly wants to hear it. But I'd be willing to have him on. I don't know about sitting here and just making fun of his video though. I don't really feel that. You know, I mean, I don't know if we can all compete with how much Trump is clearly done. No views. I mean, I shouldn't talk because it's not like my channel gets any real fucking views. But, I mean, I don't have something up for 13 hours with no fucking views. Chat says you should watch the speech live just to watch the inevitable disruption. Well, you should be keeping the super chats rolling if you want to keep me on for for 2 hours from now. You got to keep the ka-chings coming, bud. I want to tell you. I am a whore, all right? You can do anything but kiss me on the mouth. That's not allowed. Other than that, it's all good. Man. So, let's see. So, we had the Oscars this weekend, which I don't really give a shit about, but there was one thing I noticed that caught my attention. Conservatives are once again being retarded, social conservatives in particular. So, this is the headline over at Not to Be. Also, you get yourself a sweet Trump knife, chat. It's an offer good for patriots right here. But a porno just won Best Picture. Let's talk about it. Now, spoiler alert, chat. A porno did not win Best Picture. I don't know if you knew this, but Maitland Ward getting gangbanged didn't win fucking Best Picture last night. All right. Didn't fucking happen. Okay. What happened was an R-rated movie that has sex scenes won Best Picture, and faggot social conservatives decided to wring their hands about it. Now, I don't know if this movie's any good. It's probably not because it won Best Picture. But apparently there's all sorts of nudity in it, so that's cool. That's something worth checking out. We'll scroll through this article. It's mostly like quote tweeting tweets and shit. In classic Oscar style, a movie no one has heard of, only grossing $41 million in the box office, took home Best Picture. Yeah, that tends to happen. The movie Nora, a film about a sex worker who marries a Russian oligarch. People, never heard of it. Yeah, I bet you never heard of it, dude. Yeah, I bet Boomer in the fucking redneck sunglasses never heard of it. I mean, in all fairness, I never heard of it. No, sir, you are not. To put it bluntly, it's pretty much a porno with a half-baked storyline about a stripper and her whirlwind romance with a rich mobster. Think 50 Shades of Grey, only more violence and DEI. This guy says, I watched Nora early this morning after I learned it won Best Picture. It's all profanity, nudity, sex, alcohol, and drugs. There is no character development. No one is likable. The script is just a retelling of an infamous strip club story. So, yeah, the Oscars are fucked, by the way. And they have been for a very long time. Chad says if they just watched Denora halfway through, they would know it doesn't glamorize sex work. Here's the point, though. R-rated movies are allowed to exist, social conservatives. I'm sorry to fucking tell you this. And they're allowed to have titties, and they're allowed to have sex. It's okay to have sex scenes in a movie, by the way. It's okay. It's not going to hurt nobody. It's okay to see titties. It's okay for a movie about fucking strippers and mobsters to contain violence and alcohol and drugs and swearing. It's okay if the professional murderers say naughty words, social conservatives. It's fucking okay. This is why you lose the culture war. Even though the left has been dropping the fucking ball for easily 10 years, if not more, you can't fucking pick it up because the ball's a little dirty and you're afraid to get your little hands dirty. This is why you keep fucking losing. You don't offer culture, you fucking Philistines. Yeah, I bet the fucking I bet this guy didn't fucking know what the movie was. That ain't shocking. Let's bring up this guy's fucking profile here. What was this? Langman Vince. But yeah, I bet he didn't watch the movie. That's shocking. The guy whose profile has nothing about himself? Just fucking politics? Oh my gosh. You tell me this guy isn't a fucking cinephile? No. Chat says it's like they've never seen The Godfather. I got news for you. That guy hasn't. Nobody writing at the Babylon Bee has either. This is why I'd kind of like you to get your shit together, Democrats, okay? Because, like, this right here, this ain't it, Chief, okay? This ain't it, Chief, all right? Get your fucking shit together, all right? Because I don't entirely want a bunch of people who think there shouldn't be sex scenes in movies to run the fucking world, all right? And that's who it's going to fall into if Democrats, if you don't get shit together. I'd like a little bit of fucking opposition. You know, I don't want one party rule. That generally turns out bad. I don't know. That was about all I had today. I'm surprised. It's like 30 minutes and I've already blown through my topics. Hey, Shaniqua Jenkins will surprise you. I don't think she will. Chat says it sounds like more people need to watch The Godfather. I actually remember evangelical complaining about Passion of the Christ. Not as many, but a few of them were like, "Oh, I only saw it once because it's so hard to watch." It's like, social conservatives are such faggots. Chat says, and Sopranos, including you, Chris. I don't know, man. I never really had a ton of interest in The Sopranos. And I didn't have HBO when it was on. I will probably watch it at some point. I think I'm going to watch Breaking Bad before I watch Sopranos. Chat says people should be totally asexual until marriage, then only to have kids. I'm sorry, man. I like movies having sex scenes. I like telling stories about seedy underbelly motherfuckers, okay? You know, trust me, a book I've been working on for far too fucking long isn't something that's going to resonate with social conservatives. I can tell you that fucking much. You know, little fucking femdom romance going on there. Only one character that's in the military, and he's a closet faggot. So, I don't know. I don't think it's going to resonate with a lot of that crowd. But I don't expect it to. You know? You could just write some horse shit for them. Just some fucking propaganda that they could turn into a PureFlix movie if you want. But why would you want to? Chat says, does your type really have a romance, though? Yes. Yes. Cowardly the Dog says Breaking Bad followed by Better Call Saul. Well, shouldn't I watch Better Call Saul first? It's in chronological order. Cowardly the Dog. Shouldn't I start there? That's earlier in the timeline. I'm not big on prequels. I feel like you should watch shit in order. Chat says the whips are how she shows love. I'm not gonna get into that. I could sit here, look, I could talk your ear off on like the fucking philosophy behind that shit, but I don't want to, okay? Because next thing you know, I'm on fucking Kiwi Farms. I don't want to get into that kind of shit. I don't want to get too deep into my weirdo shit on the air. Chad says, now watch Breaking Bad first. I don't know, Chad. I feel like I should watch... I'm going to probably watch Breaking Bad first. Although Better Call Saul looks better, to be honest. Like, the clips I've seen from it, I actually am a little bit more intrigued by Better Call Saul. Right now, I'm watching something called Kevin Can F Himself. So, this is like... It, like, starts off as, like, a cliched sitcom with, like, an idiot husband, right? And then, like, as soon as he leaves the room, it switches over, and it's from the wife's perspective, it switches over to, like, this dark AMC drama where she's just dealing with the aftermath of all of this dumb shit. Like, the camera work and lighting switches too. And it's sort of a parody of both genres of show. And I'm about 3 episodes into it. Really like it so far. Chad says, Better Call Saul is better, but start with Breaking Bad. What is this, like anime? Where I gotta, it's like, no, you have to start at episode 1 or you won't understand it. But it gets good after episode 800. Chad says, watch Sopranos before both. I would watch both before Sopranos. I don't have a ton of interest in Sopranos. I don't really like Italians, to be honest with you. Like, really Italians. You know what I'm talking about there. You know what I mean? I feel the way about Italians like a white boomer does about black people. Like, I don't overtly hate them, but they annoy the fuck out of me. Like, yeah, they gabagoo. And I'm like, geez, shut up. I just shut the fuck up. Like I really feel like if I watch The Sopranos, I'm going to feel like I'm just watching the Costco guys in a serious drama. And I just, double chocolate cookie, and I just going to want to blow my brains out. Like a bunch of just Italians sitting around making fun of somebody for being a fag when they're all closet fags. Like, I don't let no woman tell me what to do, except for my mother, and my sister, and my wife, and that lady at the deli. She's really mean. Like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Italian-American subculture. So I feel like The Sopranos would annoy me. I feel like I'd be watching a serious drama about the Costco guys. Like, chicken bake, yo.
Have you heard of Jesus?
Mr. Bones donates a $12. And says, keep yapping for a bit. First playlist in DQDMs. And here's one for sloth punishment. Oh, cool. I'm just never getting the dip back. Maybe I'm going to have to, like, plan long shows where I take a piss break. Like Revenge of the Sith, so I can play the dip then. Because I miss it. I miss Freak Nasty's The Dip. All right. Chat's really trying to get me into The Sopranos. I don't know, Chat. Again, I just feel like I wouldn't like anybody in that show. Wolfland says, you are practically vanilla by modern standards. Go ahead and tell all. You will probably drive your audience off. But go, okay, so, all right. We'll get a little into this. And I don't like to do this, you know, because I got a lot of manosphere guys in my chat, don't I? You're all alpha males. You don't want to hear this shit. But look, you want to talk about romance? I don't like. I can't think of many things that are more romantic than legitimately treating your woman like a queen. I'll put it that way. I'll leave it that way. Because I don't want to get too sappy. I don't want to get too fucking, you know, look, I got Zoomers in the audience and they can't take that fucking sincerity, so I don't want to get too much into that, all right? Chad says, ironically, you could play a video game about an Italian plumber, but Italian characters in a movie makes you cringe. Boy, I don't know, man. That's fair. That's fair. Because, again, especially my version of Mario, In my head, Mario isn't even Charles Martin or Martinet or whatever his name was. It's not even Bing Bing Woohoo in my head. In my head, Mario is that fucking wrestler from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. That's right, chat. Use Vine Whip. Chad says, I told you, we looked down on you for asking for the dip back and whispered no. Come on, man. It's Freak Nasty to Dip. It's a classic. It's a classic, man. This goes out to all the women in the world, especially her. Do I have a plastic mattress cover with tie-down points? I do not know. I may have, at one point, hit her with your leech seed. I don't know, man. I'll probably watch Sopranos at some point. I feel like I'm going to watch Breaking Bad first. It took me ages to get me to watch True Detective, which was amazing, by the way. Chad says Italians are funny and entertaining and nothing else. Somebody else says only from a distance. Yeah, I didn't have HBO back when that shit was on, so it just kind of came and went before I ever... I never had HBO growing up. I don't think I ever had it till like 2005 or something. It just became... Like, it was still a little extra on the cable package, but it was like almost nothing extra. Chad says Breaking Bad is tame compared to Sopranos. Well, I imagine... Breaking Bad was on just regular cable. Like, Sopranos was on fucking HBO. Like, yeah, I'm sure Sopranos has more titties and stuff like that in it. That's awesome. True Detective had some titties in it. That was nice. That little chick, Woody Harrelson, was banging on the side. She got all kinds of naked, and she was stacked, too. Because, I don't know. I'm not the Babylon Bee audience, chat. I like when there's titties. You know, when there's a hot chick in a fucking movie or a show and she starts getting naked, I'm just like, nice. And I hope I'm never so jaded that I don't have that reaction. I hope I am never so jaded. I hope for as long as I draw breath, if I see titties, I'm going to be like, nice. If I see a cute chick getting naked, I'm going to be like, sweet. I am a fan of titties. I will grant you that. But, like, that alone isn't enough reason to watch a show, though. I mean, I could go watch Best Picture of the Year this year. I almost want to watch it just because of all these fucking whiny evangelicals bitching about it. But it probably is bad. The Oscars suck, by the way. And this isn't a position I take because, the actors don't agree with my politics. That's a gay way to go through life. No, I take that position because it's just they award shit at the Oscars. I have not been on board with the Oscars since at least 2001. And I was like a teenager then. It was when I was first starting to pay attention to that kind of shit. It was a year the first Lord of the Rings came out. So I want to say it was 01. Pretty sure. Lord of the Rings got nominated for nothing. In the first movie, like some special effects nominations or something. Nothing for director, nothing for actors, nothing for best, none of that. You know what won Best Picture that year, chat? Fucking Chicago, the musical with gerbil up the ass Richard Gere. Now, how much of look? Maybe you don't like fantasy. That's fine. People like different stuff, but like just objectively speaking. Lord of the Rings is something you have to acknowledge is just an important piece of filmmaking, if nothing else. How much of a pretentious faggot do you have to be to try and tell me that Chicago is a better movie than Lord of the Rings? That was when I was like, I'm done. I don't care what... I don't give a fuck, okay? If I was an actor, I'd show up to the fucking... Oscars like Adam Sandler did this year, where he just is in a blue hoodie and shorts because he doesn't give a fuck. What a Chad. What a fucking Chad Adam Sandler is. Where he's like, I don't care. Y'all are a fucking bunch of assholes. I'm just going to make terrible dog shit tax write-off movies that provide jobs for my friends. And occasionally show up in a movie and do tremendously great acting just so everyone knows I can. And then go back and make Grown Ups 4. Like, because fuck all of you. Chat says you didn't have HBO back then. Cable was cheap back then compared to modern day. I barely had the early 2000s. I barely had cable at all. Like, officially, I still sort of lived at home, but I really spent most of my time at my girlfriend's place. Like, I literally fucking helped her pay rent and shit. Like, my name wasn't on it, but I basically lived there. I went home to like fucking, because my mail was still there, I think, and at least some of it, and like I do wash and shit there, because I wasn't allowed to help my girlfriend with wash. Her laundry was her laundry. So like one time I remember, because there was like one time I remember I was throwing all her shit together in like a basket because I was trying to be the helpful boyfriend. I'm like, I'm gonna take this to the laundromat. And she kind of just gotten home from work, and she saw me with it, and she's like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, I was going to help out. And she's like, have you lost your mind? And I'm like, what? And she's like, no, these are delicates, and these are lights, and these are colors. And I'm like, I don't know what any of that means, okay? I throw my clothes in the fucking machine to wash them, and then I throw them in the machine to dry them. I don't know what any of that means. Chat says in 1977, people thought Annie Hall was better than... I guess that's what won Best Picture? Better than Star Wars Episode 4? I'm not even a Star Wars fan, and I'm sure Star Wars is a better movie. But anyways, at the time, I didn't really live at home. I kind of officially did, but I was barely there. And literally, I used to take, like, videotapes in my room at my parents' house and just, like, set the VCR to tape certain shows, and then I'd watch them over at her place. So like, and they didn't have HBO, so I would just literally, I think I was taping like, I don't know, South Park and probably Justice League or something on Cartoon Network. That was about it. That's all I could remember. Probably other shit, but. Chad says, making movies for his old college friends sum up most of Adam Sandler's movie career in a nutshell. I mean, most of his movies are dog shit. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they've been funny for quite some time. They've certainly never been as funny as, like, Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore was back in the day. Some have been all right. I kind of like... I'm in the minority on this one. I kind of like Little Nicky. Little Nicky made me fucking laugh. Like, is it stupid? Yeah. But, like, it made me fucking laugh. He did a movie where he was an astronaut on, like, fucking Netflix or something recently. Spaceman, I think it's called. And he meets, like, an alien spider. But it might be an hallucination, but it might not be. It's kind of ambiguous on what the fuck was going on there. But he also somehow just gets home, even though he shouldn't have, so it seems like it was real. I don't know. Pretty good. Movie kind of made no sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid and I didn't get it. But I didn't really know what the fuck they were going for. That said, he's really good in it. Chances I like Little Nicky. A lot of people seem to fucking hate that movie. I thought it was funny. I mean, it's not fucking high art, but it was funny. It made me laugh. Chad says, the only Adam Sandler movie I watched that I didn't like was Click. I've seen, like, clips of it, and it looks really forced. Like, Adam Sandler shouldn't be in, like... I'm pretty sure Click is PG-13. Correct me if I'm wrong. Adam Sandler shouldn't be in PG-13 comedies. Adam Sandler should be in R-rated comedies, okay? He's not funny enough to be funny clean. It's just that simple, right? Chet says Zohan was funny. You either have to be Jewish or anti-Semitic to appreciate it. Well, it's kind of the same thing in a lot of ways. Chet says, "Oh no, it's far from profound, but it was funny." Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Little Nicky just made me laugh. I love when people are like, "Oh, but it's, you calling like a bald bisexual Canadian to tell you that it was actually Gnostic or something." And it's like, who fucking cares? Like, I was never taking it seriously enough for that to matter. It just made me fucking laugh. The movie Little Nicky is the reason I heard about Popeye's chicken. I grew up with Popeye's chicken. There was one right by my house when I lived down in Maryland. But I remember when I moved up to PA, there was like no Popeyes, like anywhere in Lancaster County. And I remember I told my friend, and I was like, "Dude, you got to try Popeyes sometimes." And he literally saw it in Little Nicky. And he was like, I didn't even know it was a real restaurant. I almost thought you were making it up. Popeyes fucking rules, man. It still rules. Blows KFC out of the fucking water, that's for sure. Like, KFC's good. It's fine. But it's dog shit compared to Popeyes, all right? Little Nicky is an undercover Popeyes chicken. I'm sure Popeyes paid money for that. Like, that could have been any fast food they could have interpreted, stuck in there story-wise. I'm sure Popeyes like, no, go ahead and put ours in it. And in all fairness, Popeye's chicken is fucking awesome. Little Nicky wasn't lying. I get the tenders meal. Because everyone's like, no, you got to get just the 8-piece. No, man. I get the tenders. Oh, it's like little kid stuff. No, man, it's all it's all breast meat. I was going to say breast milk, but it's all breast meat. You get so much more of the cayenne and the breading with it. Oh, God. Even their blackened is so good. Their blackened is actually more spicy. Where it's like grilled chicken just with the spice rub over. Oh, God, it's so good. God, I want some fucking... I'm going to get some Popeyes tomorrow. Chet says the Indian Run KFC near my house has rat traps all around the place. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's fast food. You get... What are you going to do? Look, man, I got food poisoning from, like, little Chick-fil-A a couple years ago. Like, maybe 2 years ago now. Maybe a year ago. I think 2 years. I think it was maybe close to a year ago. I still go there sometimes. Like, I still like Chick-fil-A. It's fine. Shit happens. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of a miracle that doesn't happen to us more often. Like, let's be real. Like, 500 years ago, half the people you knew would have died from that. But that's why the life expectancy was so low. It wasn't that people couldn't get old. It was just that there was a good chance in your 20s or 30s you would eat something bad and shit yourself to death. God, I had bad, man. I had it bad. I don't know what it was. It had to have been Chick-fil-A because it's the only thing I ate that day. And I got home and I was just feeling off. Like, I had it for lunch. I was feeling off. And I was kind of like laying down on the couch, just feeling off. I don't know how else to put it. I was like, oh man, I still feel that good. I don't know why. And all of a sudden, the room started spinning. I've never had food poisoning that gave me vertigo that day. The room started spinning. I was like, and I didn't understand what the fuck was happening. I'm like, am I going to die? What the fuck is going on? And then all of a sudden I felt it. Oh God, I got to fucking puke. And I went in the bathroom, just spent most of the night puking my fucking life out there. But by the end of the night, I was fine. It was a rough night, but the next day I was fine. I actually went out to lunch with my dad and my best friend and his little kid. And, little kids are fucking obnoxious. And, immediately when that kid showed up, he's like, "Are you okay?" Like, I looked rough, man. I looked like the color was drained out of me. And so we went out to eat. And everybody else is ordering. And I'm starving. Because I just puked out like half my fucking body weight the night before. But I also, I wasn't sure if everything was settled. So I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't want like a proper meal. Am I not going to be able to keep it down? I just look at the waitress and I'm like, bring me a large plate of fries and a pitcher of water. She's like, I'm like, a pitcher. Yes, a pitcher. Bring me a pitcher and a glass of ice water. She probably thought I was hungover. But I fucking demolished. It was just those fucking French fries. They had good fries there. Little diner right by my house. I think it's called it's not the Brat. It's just called the Eagle. Chat says in Michael's instance, in case the KFC runs out of 10. And there's the Indian Run Walmart near me has the same thing. Well, gotta watch it, man. Gotta watch it. Chat says Click gets really depressing. I haven't seen Click. It's just the little bits of clips I've seen of it aren't funny. They're just not funny. Let's see. Scroll through chat here. I know, chat. It's been about an hour. I think we might wrap it up. I really only had like 30 minutes worth of stuff to cover, so. After that, we were just bullshitting. But don't forget, though, chat. Trump is done. He's done. It's over. I don't want to go through all that. I'd be willing to have him on to talk about it, though. I would love to have Jordan Owen on to explain to me what his problem with Trump is. Because I don't honestly get it. I really don't. Like, I don't mean to... Like, I'm not trying to be a dick here. This is my opinion. I'm not a fucking therapist, and I'm not trying to be a dick. And I'm not acting like I can see into his fucking brain. But I think Donald Trump just reminds him of certain people with the fucking swagger and shit. Reminds him of the way certain people like to pretend to act. Certain people who fucked him over. So I think it's just a really personal hatred. That's the impression I get. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he has deep philosophical fucking reasons for hating Orange Man. I don't get that impression, though. I get the impression that it's just personal. Trump just reminds him of people he doesn't like. All right, chat. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for now. I'll try and stream again tomorrow night. I wanted to stream last night, but just some shit popped up on me. But we'll go ahead and stream tomorrow night, probably. Chat, if you enjoy the content I put out, do consider supporting the show. Streamlabs.com/TheBeckloff. You can send a donation when I'm not live, and I'll see it when I am live. And donations are greatly appreciated right now because I am an unemployed bum. Also, PayPal.me/TheBeckloff. You can send a donation that way. And don't forget, for a mere $12, you can select a playlist of probably terrible music, no longer than 12 minutes. And I'll put a link to the Amazon wishlist down below. That's about it for tonight, folks.